Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grandma Hershey Cooks. I'm Grandma Hershey, spelled with the U and not an E. We don't want to get in trouble with those other people. Anywho, today is the St. Patrick's Day show. St. Patrick's Day is coming up on Sunday, all right? And I guess we can see everything. Probably some things I don't want you to see. Anywho, this is episode 56. And what we're making today for the St. Patrick's Day celebration is a chocolate mint bundt cake. You saw the pictures that I sent you. And it tastes just as delicious as it looks. Yes, it does. See, I got my little green ears going on here, my green hair, and my shirt. Let's get, what it say? Let the shenanigans begin. You know what that means. You know how Grandma Hershey is. Anywho, so what I decided to do, well, I guess I'll tell you about the healthy highlights of the recipe. Okay, so the healthy highlights are there are 197.4 calories in one slice of this cake, and it is 24 slices is in the cake. Okay, unless you're cutting it big. Now I'm telling you the healthy highlights for 1/24 of a cake. All right. Anywho, the saturated fat is 6.4 grams. The cholesterol is 38.1 milligrams. Not too shabby. Right. Grams. The sugar, 15 grams. Now, you know that's good for a cake. All right. The protein is 3.2 grams. Okay. So it is not too shabby. And it's gluten-free. I said diabetic friendly. Okay. I'm not a nutritionist, but according to the little studies I did, it sounds appropriate. Okay. And if I'm wrong, let me know. Low siento, that's all I can say. And then and it's also tastes good, so moist. Oh my goodness. Now come on. For a cake that's gluten-free, it's not gummy. It's like a regular chocolate cake. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it. So anywho, one reason why I'm wearing my green, because sometimes a lot of people say you're not Irish, why you celebrate? Well, according to 23andMe, I am 15.6 British Irish. So I'm gonna celebrate my little heritage. And so, and on that note, I want to read you about the St. Patrick's Day origin, how all this got started. So, the reason why I celebrate March 17th also. There is man. Let me read it to you. Probably better than all this blah, 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 blah stuff. You know how that works. So anyway, St. Patrick's Day feast, which is on March 17th, is of St. Patrick, who was a patron saint of Ireland. He was born in Roman Britain in the late 4th century. He was kidnapped at the age of 16 and taken to Ireland as a slave. He escaped but returned about 432 CE. I don't know what CE is, but if you know, good, let me know, boo, so I can let somebody else know. Grandma Hershey like to give all the facts. And so he returned so that he can convert the Irish to Christianity. By the time of his death, which was on March 17th, that's why they celebrate on March 17th, in 461 CE, I'm assuming, he had established monasteries, churches, and schools. Now, there are some legends that grew up around him after I fact checked and found out this particular one was not true. They said that he drove snakes out of Ireland. They said that's not true. And that he used the shamrock to explain the Trinity. Now, I didn't really search fact that one, so that could be, it makes sense. Okay. Then in Ireland came to celebrate his day with religious services and feasts. And the reason why they did that, because they didn't start off doing that. Okay, it was the immigrants, mostly in the United States, who transformed St. Patrick's Day into a large secular holiday of revelry and celebration of things Irish. Cities with large numbers of Irish immigrants who often wielded political power, no wonder I always got something to say, and staged the most extensive celebrations, which include New York City in 1762. 1962, Chicago has colored its river green to mark the holiday. And in Kansas City, they turn the water into green. Everybody in Chicago, not the only one. And so, but this is the kicker, and I didn't know that till today. Blue was the traditional color originally associated with St. Patrick's Day. I don't know how green got in there, but green is now commonly connected with the day. Irish and non-Irish alike commonly participate in the wearing of the green. Even my socks got green, but I can't kick the hat. I tried that a long time ago. It didn't work out. Just take my word, my socks green. And with shamrocks on it. Okay, so they were green, sporting an item of green clothing or shamrock, which my earrings are. Hopefully they bring some luck today. Maybe I should go play the lottery. Anyway, and the Irish traditional plant. And they usually wear it in a lapel. We don't have no lapel today. They're in my ears. Okay, so corned beef and cabbage are also associated with the holiday. And beer is sometimes dyed green to celebrate the day. And some people do green eggs and ham on their day also. I don't know if I want to eat no green eggs and ham. Okay. Although some of these practices eventually were adopted by the Irish themselves. And the reason they did it was to benefit the tourists. Okay. Big money back, I'm sure. All right. So that's your lesson on St. Patrick's Day. You know, Grandma Hershey gonna look up something. All right. So now that we did all that, let's start, let the shenanigans begin, and let's make this cake, because we don't have all day. Time is of the essence around here. All right. But I will tell you the ingredients. So this is what's in this cake. So the cake part, the chocolate cake part, you've got 1 cup of almond flour, 2/3 cup of sorghum flour, 1/3 cup of cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, 2/3 cups of regular sugar, and 2/3 cup of date sugar. And then you have a half a cup, which is a whole stick of margarine, softened. And you have 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, also softened. Then you have 2 eggs, half a cup of sour cream, half a cup of almond milk, that vanilla that says 80, not the nasty stuff. Okay. A teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then you have 1 cup of the chocolate mint baking chips, like those Andes baking chips. That's what Grandma Hershey used. So you hear me, Andes? I'm looking for somebody to back me up. Anywho, now for the green part, which is in the middle of the cake, then you're going to use 1 block of 1/3 fat cream cheese, 1/3 cup of date sugar, 1 egg, a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Now, if you want it really minty, don't put your half a cup. There's 1.5 tablespoon of sorghum flour food coloring. That's what's in this cake. Sound like a lot of stuff, because Grandma Hershey like to mix and match the good with the bad, so it can work out for us. Because all this loveliness, we gotta be able to enjoy our food too. So anywho, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees. All right. Then you're gonna take a Bundt pan and you're gonna spray the inside with some oil spray or cake spray. I like the cake spray. Okay. And then we're going to start mixing our ingredients. So I read all the ingredients. The recipe is in the description, so you can make this cake too. So we're going to take, on the recipe, I said to take all the dry ingredients first. I told you what all that was. That was that almond flour. Oh, this here is the sugars. This is the sugars. We're gonna put in. It don't matter which are in this particular cake, because it's you're not gonna cream the thing first. So we got in this part that I just put in, we got the cocoa and we got the date sugar and the regular sugar. Okay. Then our other dry ingredients for this part of the cake is the sorghum flour and the almond flour. It's a live show. You get your bloopers here. So we're going to put that in the bowl. And you notice I found my glass bowls. Yep, Grandma Hershey had to get her steps through so she can go through some of these boxes. So she can have her stuff. Okay, we don't need to be having no panic attack about over this stuff. All right, so then I like to stir up the dry. Oh, and then xanthan gum is in here and everything else I told you. So I like to stir my dry ingredients up a little bit first. Now, if this was in the box, the cake mix box, this is what would be in that box. So we're going to kind of mix this in because I want it to look like cake mix and get everything involved. Okay. All right, and you can see me now. You can see the ingredients. So happy to have my glass bowls. I don't know what to do. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add the margarine and the butter. Get on in there, see how soft it is. Yep. Then we are going to add the eggs. I hope this stuff don't fly out because this bowl is a little short. But that big old bowl is big, okay? So hopefully this will be okay. Then we're gonna, and I put the vanilla flavor in this milk, so it looks a little tannish. Okay, it almost looks like caramel. Okay. I don't know if it did some separation or what happened. All right. Then we're gonna add the sour cream to that. So we got our moisture going on. And the sour cream really helps to make it moist also. But you make sure you put that xanthan gum in here if you're in the mix, if you're going to be using the nut flours, because they don't hold up well on their own. You need the xanthan gum. All right. So we're going to make work. And you still see it. Let me get this loveliness out of the way. One day I'm going to get me a tea cart or some kind of table to where I can stand facing you, okay? One day soon, I promise. All right, so come get a little bit of that incorporated. Then we're gonna take our beater. Let me see if I can do this on the stove. I gotta turn around so I can see you. I'm watching all this loveliness from behind. Okay, let's turn this. Let's see if we can incorporate the rest of that by hand. Whew, all this cocoa flying everywhere. Oh my Lord. Okay. Or stove. Okay, let's stir up the rest of this. We don't want nothing dry in our cake. Nothing about our cake needs to be dry. Oh Lord. Okay. Hope I don't wake up the dog. I didn't know that there was two dogs and they were singing along while I'm trying to talk. So one of them is asleep and we don't want to wake him up. Okay, but if you hear snoring, that's the one that's asleep. Okay. All right, so we got this incorporated very good. Take a little doohickey, scrape this off of here. All righty. I think this stove is clean. Good Lord. Okay, and then we also want to take it off of our beaters. We need all our ingredients. All of our batter needs to go in this bowl as much as possible. Okay, see that big old chunk that came out of there? Okay. Oh, man. That's scary. Okay. Now, I'm going to need the same beaters for the green stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I get ready to do the green stuff, then I will be using some paper towel to wipe these beaters off. Okay. This is the time when I really need a second bit chips. We're going to stir that into our batter. That's what we's going to do. That's 1 cup, which is pretty much half the bag, basically. Pretty much half the bag. All right. Now, we are going to take about half of this batter and we're going to put it into the Bundt pan. All right. So now it doesn't pour like the regular cake batter, but it's soft. So you're just going to put some plops in here and then spread it out. And for some reason, that's what it did, but it worked. Well, I'll tell you what, that cake came out really nice. Very, very nice. It's kind of slippery and it's sliding around. And I'll tell you what, you're getting plenty of bloopers today. Okay. I think I got about half in here. So what I'm going to do is spread this out. Can you see how I got in there? We're going to spread it. So it's not dry, but it's not runny like you would do the normal cake batters. But it's going to fluff up. And then also you notice there was no baking powder. And I had worried about that for a minute because the first time I made this recipe, it was actually in 2022. And that was before I knew about the date sugar. So I adjusted the recipe, but I searched high and low. There was no signs of any baking powder in none of the chocolate cakes. Okay. So it is correct that there is no baking powder. All right. In case anyone's wondering. All right. So that's half of it in there. Now, we're going to wipe these beaters off pretty much so that we can make the green stuff. All right. I'll get most of this off. So it may have a tint of brown in this one, but it won't be bad. I might just take these loose. Whew. Take these out of here. Make it a little easier. Oh, man, I want this one. Yeah, got some too much batter to be thrown away. Okay. Okay, we're trying to get as much off here as we can. In a real world, in a perfect world, I would have my second mixer standing by. But this is not a perfect world, all right? We're in a real world. And I don't know how many households have 2 mixers waiting to do this. Normally, I would be like I did yesterday, or my kitchen angels did. They rinsed them off in the sink and then used it. Okay, so we're going to throw that over there. Whew. Grandmahurshey don't like this on fingers. Anywho, we're going to work with it. We're going to work with it. All right, let's put these back in here. Get in there. Back in here. Cheese. Cream cheese. And our 1 egg. And this we will cream together. Okay. Cream cheese and the 1 egg. And we are going to cream it. Right. So at least wiping that down, we didn't get no brown filling. I was worried about that. Okay, now we are going to add, we're going to stir in the sorghum flour, the one that had the what was it? Half tablespoon sorghum flour, whatever it was. We're going to stir 1.5. Yeah, we're going to stir that in. All righty. Okay. All right. Then we are going to add our date sugar. Add our date sugar to it. Stir that in. Powder it. You know how date sugar rolls. Date sugar and tapioca flour and the coconut flour. I don't know why they're so powdery, but they are. We might want to let's go ahead and beat that in together. Now that's nice and creamy. Okay, so now we are going to add our 1/4 teaspoon of mint extract, not peppermint. This is mint extract. They do have peppermint, but this is mint. 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, you want a little mint here? I can make it a teaspoon. Don't tell the kitchen angels. Then we are going to do our 5 drops of the green food color. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I'm going to stir that in. And now it's going to be magic. It's going to go from the yellow creamy to turning green. There. Can you see how it's turned green? Thank goodness for this. Oh, and then we're going to take what's left in here because it's too much cream stuff in here. We're leaving these beaters. Okay. I hope we're not taking too much time because I feel like we're going a little over. Hopefully not too much. Okay. This is really good cake and you really do want to make it. Okay. All right. Get in there. All right. Now we're going to take the green stuff and we're going to put this on top of the batter in the Bundt pan. Okay. And we're going to make sure we get that spread out. It's the same texture pretty much of the chocolate, but I think it's a little creamier. So we're just going to put that in. Over here. This thing is too slippery. I tell you, today you got a whole bunch of bloopers. Okay, a whole bunch of them. Good Lord. Okay. Got that going. What happened to the other one? Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm going to get that in there really good. I'll show you what it looks like in 1 second before we spread it out good. All right. See, got it in there. And then we're going to spread it out like we did the chocolate batter. Spread that out on top. Hope I got half enough in here because sometimes we make these things and then when it's done, a lot of our middle has risen to the top. And we don't want that. We want it to really be in the middle like the angels did, like the kitchen angels did with the first cake. They did such a good job. Such a good job. Okay, see how that's in there? Now, okay. Now we're going to take the other half of the batter and put that on top. Okay. There were some suggestions that I started a cooking class. I'm thinking about that. I don't know how that would work yet, but I'm going to kind of look into it because I don't know if you charge people or if you do, how you work that out, and how long the class be, because that would be from beginning to end. It wouldn't be just putting it together. Okay. So anyway, we'll have to talk about that. Y'all let me know what you think. Because I don't mind, I'm always teaching something. Always teaching something. I've been doing that since I was a kid. Every time the kids on the block and we got to, why not? We shall see. And how often will we do it? It's a lot of questions to all this stuff. A lot of questions. All right. Get this batter in here. And that's how you do that. And then all you're going to do is you're going to put it in the oven on top. And it comes right out. Okay. That's if you use spray. All right. So don't look at that kitchen. It was clean when we started. So this is what the cake look like after it's been cut. See how in the middle you got your green stuff? And this is 3 servings. I just tried to make it look cute. I'm not going to eat all these servings. All right. That would not be good. Loveliness, diabetic friendly. We need 1 slice. So what Grandma Hershey going to do? She want to make sure it's not poison. And let's see, which one should we go with? Let's go ahead and go with this one. So we're going to taste it with the green stuff. See how that fork cut right on into it? Okay. With the green stuff. Tastes like chocolate cake. I could taste a hint of mint. So maybe adding that little bit of mint extract might even be better for the mint. Oh, and another thing I thought about, which I didn't tell the kitchen angel. Hey, maybe you want to put a 1/4 teaspoon of the mint extract into the cake batter itself, the chocolate part. Then you really gonna have a minty cake. Now we gotta take one for the team. Okay. Chocolate cake, baby. Get you a glass of milk. All right. Enough of that. Now, I forgot I had a teleprompter today. We don't have the cue cards. Did you notice? Okay, so hit the like button. That's the first thing you need to do. Hit it right now. That's that thumbs up button. Okay. Then, if you have not subscribed, go to subscribe, click that, and then you're going to see these bells. Click the black bell. That's the best one. You'll get a notice every time. Okay. Then, once we're done, which is going to be in about a minute, I need you to share this show with everybody you know. Okay. Share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors, share it with your relatives, and share it with your enemies, because everybody got to eat. We got to feed the world. Okay. I want to do my shout outs right now. I want to shout out to my good friend Reggie, to my good friend Lynn, who shared the information, to my SCORE mentor John, to my beautiful sister, to my first lady at church, Eileen, who's short as me, and she still thinks she's taller. Don't tell I said so. Then to my pastor Charles, and my good friend Najee, my beautiful niece, and my good friend Kate. So if you're on the show today, make sure you leave a message, okay, so I can shout out to you, boo. All right. Now, I still don't know who birthdays is what. Nobody's telling me nothing. Okay, so I'm going to have to use the tabloid syndrome in a minute. Syndrome, okay? Well, I make up my own stories. How about that? But anywho, if you had a birthday in the last 7 days, I want to say happy birthday to you, okay? I'm big on birthdays. I want to say happy birthday to you and many more. Okay, so next week, we're going to do an old dish. It's been around forever. I grew up on it. I'm pretty sure this is not new and just in Illinois, okay? We are going to have green beans with potatoes next week. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do next week. Bye. I love you. Have a, here go our mouse. Ta-da!